to see Scout on Christmas, y'all. Well, actually, I think it was after Christmas. Was it Christmas or after Christmas? I don't know. But yeah, hey y'all, welcome back to another review of Life of Chelsea for General Hospital, December 26th, 2025. First things first, let me know your thoughts on this episode down below, which I think that y'all like the episode. Um, I would say first thing, but I already said first things first. First thing, nobody told me. Well, I think somebody did tell me that they supposed to play General Hospital and the Bold and Beautiful. I thought it was just the Bold and Beautiful. But yeah, somebody had uploaded the wrong spoilers then. But yeah, I watched it last night. I didn't take no notes, so I'm gonna try to remember. I know that I remember Willow was talking to Scout. Scout was saying how she had them gifts for her grandma and them or whatever. So Willow ended up convincing Drew to allow them to see Scout. At first he was saying no or whatever. But he did. Drew and Willow supposed to been going over to see Wills to celebrate Christmas and stuff, and he had mentioned to Jordan about how are they gonna get Drew reelected if his wife is convicted for attempted murder or whatever for shooting him. They never went back to Drew and them. I think they're gonna play it on Monday's episode. But yeah, I said I'm ready for Sewell to get taken down. I'm ready for Drew to get taken down. Oh, and another thing I was gonna say, maybe Willow's starting to go back to how she used to be, y'all. I don't know. Or maybe she just got split personalities. But yeah, she did convince Drew to allow Scout to go over there for the holidays. Cody showed up over there or whatever, him and Molly. What else? What else? It was something else. Oh, Alexis was still working on Willow's case. She was like, maybe she missed something or whatever. She already put Portia's, whole life on display and everything, and she feel horrible about it. Who else we got next? Laura and them. Hold on. With Laura and them, they were celebrating at her house. Lulu and them came over. Rocco and Charlotte was there. I know what I wanted to tell y'all. What I tell y'all? I said Charlotte gonna end up telling somebody or something like that. She done told Rocco. She didn't get to finish her conversation because Lulu and them walked in. She already done told Rocco that she got a chance to see her daddy or whatever. I said, now why they didn't tell her not to tell nobody? Absolutely nobody. So what happens if Rocco was like, okay, Mom, I think you have a right to know that Valentine, Charlotte said she seen Valentine. Snitch. I told y'all. As I told y'all, Carly done messed up. She done messed up. And can't she go to jail too for, what's it called, harboring a fugitive or whatever? I told y'all. I said she gonna tell somebody. I said, now what happens if Rocco tells somebody? Or she finished the story and somebody hear her? But yeah, they all was at Lulu, Laura's or whatever. Kevin was there. Sonny ended up coming. Kevin and Sonny had a conversation. They shook hands. They basically said they ended together. I said, y'all need to be working on taking this man down. Lucas and Marco was celebrating their first Christmas together. Ava was over there. Her and Lucy seemed like they're going to be into it over Sidwell. Ava claimed it's just about, paintings and stuff like that, but y'all know how they be. Lucy was telling her, if you wanted to worry about work, you should have stayed at work. You could always go back to work. But no, what else happened with them? Like I said, Jordan was there. Oh, that Pascal dude. I told y'all, look, Lucas said he kind of creepy. I said, I be saying the same thing. He is creepy. He's definitely creepy. And he want to take you out. He think that you going to be a problem. Look, I don't know if he think Lucas going to be a problem or Marco or both of them, but he always staring them down. He always staring them down or whatever. Lucas was talking to Ava about, him being creepy. And then she's like, yeah, he is kind of creepy, but, um, they had said how, he's indisposable. He can't be gone or whatever. They can't get rid of him or anything like that. I said, somebody gonna have to get rid of this man before he get rid of them. But yeah, I think that Britt and Lucas gonna end up having to save each other, or one gonna have to save the other one. I don't know. I'm still thinking that the lab is on at Windermere too. The Anna's at Windermere. I'm still thinking that as well. Speaking of the Quartermains, they celebrated Christmas. Tracy actually, I said, I know Tracy ain't had him bring Sonny over there. I said, look at Tracy in the holiday mood, in the holiday spirit or whatever. So they was talking and everything. Everybody showed up. It was Ned, Brooklyn, Gio, and Emma showed up. Sonny came in. Sonny and Ned was talking about giving the violin to Gio when they get a sign that he's ready to play music again. So Leo came out with the violin or whatever, and everybody was just staring like they don't know if he gonna trash the doggone violin again or what. Everybody was just looking at stuff, and he was mean mugging the violin and everything. And they had said how they was just waiting on the perfect time that they both went in on it, and it was gonna be a gift from his granddaddies or whatever. So Gio had got it and he went like out the room or whatever, and Brooklyn was checking on him. He came in and he was playing the music, and I was like, that sound like sad music to me. Leo now was telling him how Tracy's sad about Monica. Everybody's sad about Monica and they miss her and everything. Play something. So that's when he went out there. Brooklyn was checking on him. He came back in and he was playing the music and everything. Tracy ends up hugging him, saying that was beautiful. But I was like, that sound like some, I was saying some funeral music. That sound like sad music. I don't know. I said, I don't know. But yeah, they showed staring. Everybody was just staring at him, waiting to see what he was gonna do. Brooklyn had a flashback when the last time he played was when he was on stage at the nurses' ball and he found out that his daddy was Dante and his mama was Brooklyn. And he said they did a whole little flashback with it. I said, now that's when you do a flashback. I said, not every doggone episode. Hold on. What else? Did I cover everybody? Like I said, I didn't get no notes. I know talked about Alexis now. Cody showed up. Um, was Cody talking to Tracy at first? I think so. I think he said he had plans or something like that. I think they had a frog or something. They had something. I think they had a frog or whatever they was looking for. I said Tracy was on the couch and everything. But yeah, Drew and Willow, he was on the phone and stuff. I think he was on the phone with Martin. I think he's on the phone with Martin trying to see if he was handling the stuff, and they was still talking about how Alexis didn't do her job and everything. I think they said on Monday's episode they go back to court. I don't know how true that is, but they saying on Monday's episode they go back to court or whatever. I said, look, I hope Michael, and Michael still seeming confident. He still seemed confident or whatever. And I said, yeah, buddy. I said, you better have an ace up your sleeve, a plan or something, because you going to jail. I said, really, like I said, the whole police department need to be fired because it's a whole lot of people that should have been arrested that they should have seen on the doggone camera unless they took a route that you couldn't see it or something like that, or they tapped into the system. Other than that, I said they need to be fired because one, Kai and Trina should have been brought in because their car should at least been on the doggone tape. It wasn't. Michael's wasn't or whatever. I said, but if Alexis brings it up and Michael and Tracy both said that they didn't, that it's not true or whatever, if they ain't got no evidence, can they get them? I said, can they get them? But I don't know. Tracy might get on the stand and tell the truth if they bring it up or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if I'm missing anybody or not. I already talked about how Charlotte already told Rocco. Um, Kevin and Sonny was talking. Lucas and Marco was talking. They sharing their first Christmas together. They was talking about Pascal. Um, I think Olivia. What was Olivia talking about? Was she talking to Ned? I don't know, y'all, but I think I can't remember nothing else. I can't remember no other character being on there. Hold on. I wonder if I exit off this and come back, will it still be up here? But I don't think they'll let me go to on YouTube and see. No, I'll just leave it here. I think that's it, y'all. I don't know. I covered something. They didn't show Carly now. They didn't show Jocelyn them or Trina them. Just Alexis, Molly, Christina was having time. They was watching movies, I think. And that's when Cody showed up. Molly tried to hide from him or whatever. But he ends up coming in, and they always just sit on the couch watching movies together. And that's when Willow ends up bringing Scout, and Scout ran and hugged them and everything. I said, oh, I know what I was gonna say. They saying that Kelly is back, y'all. I don't know how true that is, cause y'all already know. They saying Kelly Mudd, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Monaco, the one that plays Sam, that she's coming back or whatever. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I said somebody need to come back and get Scout because Drew, he told my son, well, he told Willow, why didn't she tell me? Why would he tell you? You don't listen. But he did let her go take that girl over there or whatever. I said, is Willow changing? Is she going back to who she used to be? Or is she just got split personality like people been saying? But yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until the next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the weekend and be safe.